Chief Vasaleri, the commanding officer of the Academy, honored judges, court dignitaries, Academy staff, family, friends, and most importantly, to the graduates of the New York State Court Officers Academy class of 2016. You guys look amazing, and I'm extremely proud of all of you. It has been a long and challenging mission, and in the beginning, it felt as if we could not see the end. But now that we have reached the finish line, it seems as if it has gone by so fast. Not to say that we wish the Academy was any longer, but to say that we will cherish the times that we've spent here together. I can remember the first day like it was yesterday, July 14th, 2016. I had finally got all the equipment I needed together and had a huge smile on my face headed down to the Academy. Boy, did that quickly change when I stepped in those doors. It was on. In my mind, the same question kept coming up over and over, and I'm sure it was the same for some of my classmates. What did I get myself into? But there was no turning back, and in short order, we learned what it would take to become court officers over the next 3.5 months. A long journey it would be, 14 weeks, and it most definitely wasn't easy. Even the simplest tasks seemed so hard for us, down to shaving and shining our work shoes every single day. Me personally, I could not get the technique down. My elbow grease would just not cut it. Recruits Code and Cornel would always make fun of me in the locker room and say, the shoe shine place across the street has a picture of you on their wall because I went there so much. 14 weeks of climbing up and down 12 flights of stairs because we were not allowed to use the elevators. This was done with a 30-pound court officer duffel bag that encompassed our books and equipment. Let's not forget that little but heavy detail. I'm starting to sweat just thinking about it. Well, actually, I'm starting to sweat because I'm nervous. But no, and please don't find yourself running late, because running up those flights of stairs with that duffel bag, by the time you got to the top, it looked like you'd just been through war. 14 weeks of peanut butter and jelly and turkey and cheese sandwiches. That was the locker room special. 14 weeks of academics, studying and tests like we were back in high school, and physical training known as PT like we were training for the Olympics. But everything was for a reason. Everything down to the smallest task was a building block to make us become that super professional that we are today. Or in the words of the chief, everything was a part of our growth to turn us from that little caterpillar we came in as into a beautiful butterfly leaving the cocoon. As time went on in the Academy, the challenges became harder, but we became stronger. We grew closer and learned that we needed to look out for one another. We learned that we needed to move as one and not as individuals. We were reminded this many times by Lieutenant Salazar, especially during the PT, his favorite activity. He would say something like, "This class is full of a bunch of individuals. And I will make you this one promise today. You will not cross this stage as an individual. However, it has come to my attention that you guys have finally got it together. And now I can take pictures with your families." I remember many times when one of us forgot something at home and we were all reminded during the PT. If one person made a mistake, we all made a mistake, and we needed to look after each other and make sure we were all squared away at all times. We continued to learn from our mistakes and tried to make it so that they wouldn't happen again. Each day we worked to become better and better. Everyone bought in something like extra t-shirts, socks, even watches. Just in case someone was short, we had it under control. It started out as every man and woman for themselves, and in due time changed into all for one and one for all. Our mindsets changed. Our mindsets changed from thinking about ourselves to thinking about the group as a whole. In the mornings, it was a great sight to see everyone fixing each other's ID tags, fixing their collars, even giving them a quint roll with the lint brush. We shared clothes, equipment, notes, even food. We made a group chat so that all 56 of us could be in constant communication, and whoever needed help could simply reach out to everyone. Getting closer to the end, if anyone was missing something, that person wouldn't even have a chance to ask for help. Once it was known, 5 or more people would run to that person to make sure they had what they needed. When someone was running late, that person's uniform was out of their locker, ironed, and waiting for that person to arrive so we all could be at roll call on time. When one person didn't do as well as they wanted to on an assessment or a test, we all were disappointed, pushed for them to do better, and gave words of encouragement. When they did well, we all were happy and celebrated, similar to when your home team wins or loses a sporting game. Many personal events took place during our time here as well. Some lost family members, and we were here to give condolences, support, our shoulders to lean on, and even hugs to pick up their spirit. One recruit had a baby, another got married, and we were all here as extended family with congratulations and cards. We were a part of these major life-changing events, and that is something we will remember forever. We truly became a family, and anything that affected one of us affected all of us. Throughout all the hard work, there were many good times as well. To be honest, every day in the locker room was full of jokes and laughs, and made the day go by just a little smoother. One day while training at Jones Beach, we took advantage of our lunchtime and had a recruit barbecue. It was great. Everyone bought something: hamburgers, hot dogs, chips. Matt had a grill in his trunk. The fact that we were off-site training and still had the opportunity to have fun with one another was amazing. We were taught many things, but there was one quote given to us by Lieutenant Sinclair, which put our stride in perfect perspective and showed us that our struggle was not in vain. It is a quote by Frederick Douglass, and the words are, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet depreciate agitation are men who want the crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain without the thunder and the lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its mighty waters." This struggle may be a moral one, or it may be a physical one, or it may be both moral and physical, but there must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. A man may not get everything he works for in life, but he must work for everything he gets. Hearing this speech hit home for many of us and showed us our struggle was worth it. You can't have or want something and not receive everything that comes with it. We wanted to be court officers, and academy training was one of the things that it came with. So in the words of Captain Mung, we had to put a big H on our chest. The academy has a simply amazing staff who are truly great people, and each brings something special to the program. You could easily tell they loved what they did for a living. They were always available to answer questions and give advice. Some even stayed after hours to help those who needed extra physical training. Each instructor has their own teaching style and expertise in a certain area. Speaking of these instructors, we have to give some congratulations because they are very much due. We hear it all the time. Your hard work will pay off and your time will come. But it's all just words until you see it for yourself and it becomes a reality. During our time at Academy, 2 of our instructors were promoted. Lieutenant Anderson is now captain, and Captain Lamb is now major. Tremendous accomplishments. Tremendous accomplishments and perfect examples to us as recruits, now graduates, and rookie officers. So we thank you for that, and congratulations. Then we have Lieutenant Gong, who is also a great instructor. He pushes us a lot and has 2 distinct tones of voice that we love so very much. One is very low and calm, and then one is excited. So he starts off like, "Listen up, gang. Don't quit. You can do it. You are better than the PT." And in the blink of an eye, class, you're gonna help me with this one, right? In the blink of an eye, he goes, "You wanna be a court officer? Are you a quitter? You're not a quitter. You will fight every day. How do we move? As one side. How do we move? As one side." He is a really good motivator and always pushes us to stay strong, focused, and together. I can't speak on every instructor because that would be a whole speech by itself, but trust me, I could do it. But as recruits, we were blessed to be taught by such a dedicated staff. We would like to thank Chief Barcelleri, the Chief Judge of the State of New York, and the dignitaries for all their input in making this last of the last class happen. Some call us the miracle class because, as you know, 2 classes ago was supposed to be the last one for our list. Then the last was supposed to be the last. Some way, somehow, this class came about, and we are extremely thankful for that. We have been waiting for years, and for a second, our hopes and dreams for this job almost came to an end. But we finally made it, and we will make you guys proud. We want to thank the Academy staff for passing along all the knowledge they possibly could to make us the best court officers we can be. We want to thank the families and friends for supporting, pushing, and encouraging us. Thank you for dealing with us in our times of stress, which were many, and our times of pain from the PT. We want to thank you for everything down to making the lunches, waking us up in the morning, and calling us during the day to make sure everything was okay. Last but most definitely not least, we want to thank each other. To a certain extent, we were our biggest supporters that pushed each other to make it through another day, As we stood every day at roll call, we could look to our left and right, to our front and back, and there was encouragement and inspiration for all of us. Everyone wanted to see everyone make it, and I'm sure that the friendships that were made will stay strong and continue to grow for years to come. We went through the same struggle at the same time, so we know what the journey was and what it took to get us here. Many people could not have done or gone through what we have gone through. Starting with 62 and ending with 56 shows that not just anybody could walk in and become a court officer. The verbal, physical, emotional, even spiritual discipline we encountered. Some would not even have the slightest idea of what it takes to be here, but that's what makes it so special. I want to personally thank my mother and father. Without you, I would not be the man I am today. I love you, Mommy. I want to thank the rest of my family and friends. You have been nothing but support since day one, and I love you all. I also want to thank my class for being the special bunch of individuals they are, and nominating me as their class representative, recruit Leroy Hauser, roster number 31. It has been a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege, and I hope I've kept to my exact word in giving you a worthwhile speech. Congratulations. I wish you all nothing but the best and success in our new career. To all, we promise to do the absolute best job we can as new court officers. We will wear our shield with pride and respect the public trust, authority, duties, and responsibilities we now have. Once again, we thank you all.